let's talk rubber stamps real quick. This is the most popular type that you're going to find in most Etsy shops and Shopify stores from polymer clay sellers who are making their own rubber stamps using lasers to cut the designs. So you may notice if you look real close in the cracks here that there are usually some little lines, and that is just the laser cutting through the material. Okay, so that may leave a little design on your clay, and you can really easily burnish it out with your finger, but that's what that's from. And that's different from a rubber stamp that's made by vulcanizing rubber in a press. A lot of the rubber stamps that you would buy at a craft store or from a stamp company are made that way because it requires big industrial equipment that most of us don't have. But lasers are pretty accessible with things like Glowforge and the F1, the X tools and stuff. You can get a laser pretty affordably and start cutting your own stamps. So that's why you see those little lines on there. That's what that's from. Now, tips for using them. This is Sculpey Souffle, which is the surface of this clay is kind of soft and powdery. I don't know how to explain it. It's a little bit different from Primo or like a Fimo or a Cernet. See, this is Primo, and it's got that shine to it because it's a little stickier and tackier. Souffle has a powdery finish and is not as sticky and tacky. And what that means for you is sometimes the two clays behave a little differently when you are using a stamp with them. So the easiest way to do this is to put your stamp down on the clay. And then I like to do this, it's kind of like a pre-setting the stamp by giving it a little press in a couple of spots to get it set down on the clay where I want it, and then slowly start applying pressure back and forth on the stamp, because I'm going to show you the difference between doing it like this, which I'm just now applying a lot of pressure, pushing hard, wanting to get that stamp kind of stuck in the clay, and then peeling it back, and you get this really nice impression. And you can see those lines I was talking about. Those are just from the laser, and I feel like it's very easy to use my finger and just kind of burnish them out if you don't like them. Sometimes I like them because they add more texture to the design, right? So here's your design when you've done it properly. Let's contrast that with being quick about it and maybe getting a double impression. If that's ever happened to you, it's because you have just kind of done this with your stamp and made a mess. Right? So you can see how we got a very uneven pressure. The stamp is kind of doubled, ghosted. That's what happens when you don't understand that the very first step is to take your time with this and slowly get this attached to the clay so that you're going to get a deep impression and a single impression. Now I want to show you one of my favorite ways to use a rubber stamp that's unmounted, and why I just really love these rubber stamps that don't have any wood backing on them or anything. So I've got this ball of clay and one of our Create Along bead pins, and I'm just going to mount the piece of clay onto the pin. And now I am going to fold this stamp around my clay and press on it. And I'm going to create a focal bead that is kind of organic and textured on both sides. What an easy and fun way to make a bead, right? And then you can just hang this in your bead baking rack and bake up this really fun big bead. Now, if you wanted to be more deliberate about it, you can make your bead in the approximate size and shape that you want and put it on your stamp and take an acrylic pressing block, taking this between your table and the block and press down so that both sides of the bead are perfectly flat and not as organic and wobbly as if you just did it with your fingers. This would be a fun way to make charms for a necklace so that in case they flip, they have a back on them. Super fun. Now I want to talk about backfilling the stamp. So I have two colors here, the base color, which is a souffle, and this color, which is a primo color. And backfilling is where you take your clay and you press it into the stamp and deliberately get it stuck. You really want to work it in there. And you don't have to do it to the whole stamp unless you're trying to make a big slab. You can do it to just a section so that you can cut out a pair of earrings or a pendant or whatever it is that you're trying to make from this area of the clay. So once you have that stuck in there, we're going to start slicing back the clay that's not shoved inside the stamp. And you can do this more carefully than I am. You can be slow about it. I'm just kind of hacking away at this, so some of it's coming out and I'll have to do it a second time to make sure that the whole stamp is filled. You can use a flexible blade or one that's stiffer, depending on your working style. So I'm just gonna be slightly more careful here and try to get this stamp mostly backfilled. Some areas of this stamp are very tiny, like in here, so I may not be able to succeed with that, and that's okay. So for the small spots, sometimes you really need your clay to be sticky and warm to stay stuck down in those spaces. So I'm rolling it in my hand because it's actually rather chilly here today, and really pressing it down in there and trying to keep it nice and sticky. And also, I've been doing this clay thing for a really long time, right? And some of these techniques take a minute to really perfect, and you've got to give yourself time to learn and to practice and to not expect that every single thing you try is going to come out perfect the first time. So just keep that in mind, right? This is actually one of the trickier things to do with a rubber stamp. Depending on the stamp, your clay, the temperature, there's so many little factors, right? Depending on how your hands work, how sharp your blade is, all these little factors contribute. How much you've practiced, how deep the stamp is. This stamp actually isn't super deep, but is still great for this technique as long as you take your time. Now that my stamp is backfilled to my satisfaction, we're going to take it and flip it over. We're going to kind of keep in mind that the design is right here, so it's on this far side of the stamp, and we're going to roll this onto here with some gentle pressure. And then we're going to peel this back and we're going to press. It's kind of like press and peel at the same time. We want the clay that was stuck in the stamp to stick itself to the base. Perfect. Okay, so now we have a piece here that is beautiful as it is, and it can stay like this. We can use this to make our polymer clay finished piece, or my favorite. I'm going to create a third color right now. And how I'm going to do that is with some metallic powder. So I'm going to choose copper because it is complementary to the blue and it's different from the other two colors that I used. This is from our Metal Magic pigment set. This is actual copper powder, very, very shiny. And I'm going to rub this across the top of the design. On the purple, I'm basically covering the top of this purple area with the copper. So you might think, Kira, but you're covering the purple. Yes, but have no fear. Because the next place I'm going with this is to flatten this sheet out. And I'm going to do that in my pasta machine. First, we can take a piece of plastic deli wrap, put it over the clay, get our roller, and start very gently to flatten the design. This also serves to pull off any of that copper that was kind of not stuck to the clay. And now I'm going to the pasta machine. And in the pasta machine, I'm going to stretch this design so that now I can see a haze of purple around the edges of that copper. And also the whole sheet is flat now. It's really quite a beautiful effect. And I've got a thin veneer that I can now use on multiple items. What I would do here is put another sheet of clay behind this in order to make an object like an earring, a pendant, a barrette, a hair clip, anything I might want to use with this. But I am seeing a haze of purple around the copper, and it's just another dimension of color. You can do this with any stamp in your polymer clay stash. Create Along has hundreds of them. Many stamp ideas for you. So many different cool patterns. Let me see if I can do this without dumping this on the floor. We've got the moons and hearts. And it's just so cool to be able to do this with any pattern you have in your rubber stamp stash.